Hello, welcome back to Sociopath. I'm going to be working on Just Get It Done Quilts days, decluttering challenge days 4 through 7. I've pulled all the stuff that's for it, so we're going to go through it together. We're going to do all of it. I'm excited to go through it all. I think I'm going to have some interesting things. It's some stuff that I don't want to get rid of, so we'll see. But yeah, here we go. Day 4 is books. Alright, so I have a stackaroni of books. Books I'm pretty good about. If I don't like a book, I tend to get rid of it. But it's been a minute since I've gone through them, so I think this will be a good thing. I am going to try to be a bit more in-depth with this video. Trying to talk about a bit more into it rather than just skimming through stuff. Mainly because it's not like, garbage and whatnot. It's actually like, do I like this? Why am I not using it? Why am I using it? And such. So, Quilts As You Go Made Modern by Jara Brandvig. I like the idea of this. This book seems like a really good technique. I have literally never used it though. I've never once referred to it. I don't want to get rid of it because I do like the idea of it. I'm thinking I might need to make a stack that if I don't make a pattern out of it within the next, I don't know, a year feels like a comfortable amount of time. If I don't make a quilt out of this in the next year, I think I need to pass it on, give it to somebody else, sell it, something. I don't know if this is a technique I'm either wanting to learn or if I don't know if I'm just don't feel like I'm ready to learn. I like the idea of having it quilted as I go though, because I really hate the quilting part. I love the like sewing fabric together, but like I don't like the sandwich being quilted together. I really don't enjoy that. So I do like the idea of this. So this is currently keeping. We'll make a small pile up top. This is another one where I've had it for a minute. I haven't done anything with it though. I do like the patterns in here. There's some really nice patterns. The idea of this is that you have a quilt bee, so you have other people who can help you make a quilt. And I'm not part of a quilt bee. I love the idea. I just don't know people who would want to be part of that, or even like I don't want to set that up, I think is the problem. So I would just be stuck making these quilts. There's some really cool patterns in here though. Like I think it's just like my pattern hoarding that I have. I don't know why I haven't. Why haven't I? I think I like the idea of a bee, and I want to make these like with like have other people add fabric to it. Cause like blocks like this would be so much more fun if somebody was like, I'm gonna go through my stash and I'll make a block, and as long as we said like, hey, it has to contain XYZ colors, but other than that, you can use whatever or something. I feel like it would be really fun to see what other people provide to the group. But I don't use it. I don't even like refer to it ever. This is hard. Okay. Well, let's stick it in that sec. Okay, this one I know I'm keeping. Beginner's Guide to Free Motion Quilting. If I can get my machine to work with me and actually be okay, I will continuously to refer to this. I like this for inspiration. I don't necessarily, there are patterns in the back too, which is nice, but I'm probably never going to make any of those. I like this for the idea of like, oh, you're right. Pebbling is a really good idea for a filler. Like, there's a ton of like ideas at least, which is why I like it. So I'm want to keep it for that reason. And yeah, I mean, I'm very new to it, so sometimes having something that's like, cool, you're going to specifically go this way, and now you're gonna go this direction is very, very nice. So I am gonna keep this for now. I think I will experience this book at some point, and I'm thinking it's not too far off if I can actually get my machine to work with me free motion wise. So this I don't think is far off from being out of my life. There's a theme now, if you can't tell. I have only been quilting for, very seriously, probably 4 years. I am technically, my first quilt started 9 years ago though, so take it, leave it. I hit and miss when I do it, so I think I'm cumulatively about 4 years of serious quilting now. So I tend to make simpler quilts, or at least I try to. But again, I'm starting to outgrow some things. I have the room for all these books. They fit very nicely where I have them. I am somebody who can see stuff like this and visualize it very easily in my head with other colors, other patterns, other stuff. So while personally I would probably never make anything even similar to either of these two, I could see myself making something like a blue hue, or this one would probably have like a very subtle background, or maybe it would be a very different pattern, but definitely not floral or whatever. So I don't think this one's done. I have post-it marks in here. I don't think I've actually looked at any of my post-it notes in here for a very long time. Yeah, this is a quilt that I actually threw out because my skills had gotten so much better since when I started the quilt that I knew I no longer wanted to work on it because it would have to be like full tear apart and rip, and I just didn't want to do it, so I didn't. But yeah, I do like this book. If you are somebody who doesn't do well thinking of multiple colorways, if you see a pattern and you're like, I would have to do also an orange and white or something very similar, this has multiple colorways of items, which is very nice to see, so you can see different patterns pop. So I do think this is a good book if you're somebody who's like starting out and you are trying to like figure that out. This is a good book for that because I think it just works out really, really well. For now, I am keeping this. I do have patterns in here I want to make, but I think my time is almost done with this book, so there is that. Scrappy Fat Quarter Quilt. I just bought this one about a couple months ago. I keep referring to it, trying to find a pattern that I can do. My fat quarter stash isn't quite big enough to do most of these, so I tend to like keep being like, oh, I don't have enough for it. But I do really love a lot of these quilts in here, and I think it's going to happen that I am going to make a quilt in here at some point. Like this alone, I'm like, I love this. This has been one that I keep coming back to, and I'm like, I want to make that. So at some point I'm going to make one of these. I know I am. It's just a matter of time. This is a beginner's guide. I took a beginner's class at a local quilt shop here in my town, and this is the book they had us make, and they had us make a sampler quilt out of blocks in this book. I really like this. I'm finding I like books with blocks more and more. Just singular blocks, so I can just have a little project to make, which is really nice, and I'm finding that to be enjoyable. So if you like a book with just singular patterns in it, this has a good chunk of them, and it goes harder and harder. So if you start with the first block and you make maybe, I don't know, 3 of them, and you're like, okay, yeah, cool, I feel comfortable in this skill, they keep on adding new skills throughout the book, which is really, really cool, and I really like it. I plan on taking their second, I don't know if they call it intermediate, but it's the next sampler quilt after you've done the first one, and it teaches more skills out of this book, so I'm keeping it for that once everything is over. That is what I plan on doing, so I am keeping this one. A book that I forgot. Here's a book I forgot. It is the 25 Patchwork Quilt Blocks. I've had this one for a here we go. I've had this one for a very long time. I am currently making every single block in it, and I plan on making a little sampler quilt. So I have a project bag full of blocks and everything from it. So they are, I believe, 6.5-inch finished blocks that they make. So if you watched the first one, you'll have seen the mustache I had, a paper mustache that I threw out that I could trace again. Well, this is what that was for. Ta-da! So I have a bunch of these blocks from this book that I'm going to eventually make into something. Not fully sure yet what, but I want to try to make every single block in the book just for my own personal reasons, just because I want to. So that is a thing. At some point I will finish. Yeah, I love this book. I think it's super fun, and I wasn't using it for a very long time, but now I'm using it and I'm fully in a project, so I'm gonna keep it. Definitely keeping this one. Okay, so that's our books that I have. So I have the Modern Bee and Quilt As You Go that I'm trying to decide what is happening with these. I feel really bad just getting rid of them because I know I will probably reach for them in the future. I think what it is for me is these are the next step for me and I'm not quite there yet. And so I feel like, oh, I'm not reaching for them, but I'm also like, I'm just intimidated, I think. So that is a thing. At some point I would love to do like a bee or something where I have a group of people that we all make a block and send it to one person and they get to make a quilt, and then each month they get a quilt, somebody gets a quilt, and I love that idea, but it's not that time yet, so I think we're just gonna hold on to it. And then my other stack of books are all here. Again, I'm pretty sure a couple of these are going to be going soon, so I will be letting go at some point. So the next day is patterns. Now Karen recommends sorting patterns into ones you've already made and ones you haven't made. I have not sorted mine out yet, so we're gonna do that first. Okay, so technically what we're looking at here is day 5, patterns I haven't touched yet, in day 6, archival kind of stuff, things from events you've gone to that are quilt related and vice versa. I've been to no quilt events, and then this would be like things you've already done, possibly will never repeat and stuff. So we will come back to this after we've gone through the patterns we already have. Again, I have space for this, so it's not like I don't have the space for all of my quilt stuff. At this point, I've figured out enough room so I can keep expanding even for a lot of my collection of things. I'm trying to also keep a minimum amount of things at the same time, so we'll see. So let's start off with this. This is a purple folder. This is from my grandma. I think it's one of the last things I have from my grandma, because I just have too much stuff. There's a lot of stuff in here. She was probably not quite hoarder, but she kept a lot of things. This is just some like stuff she must have had from like classes or something. I don't fully know. It's got some really good basic stuff in it though. I've flipped through it a couple times. I should flip through it again, but we'll find out. I don't know. This I wouldn't be super mad at getting rid of. I just like I think it's more sentimental now than whatever it was. But it's got a couple patterns in here, and I'm not gonna get rid of it at this point. Mainly because it is from my grandma. At least I believe it was. Who knows at this point? So who knows what she ordered it from. So for now, I am going to keep all of the patterns and everything in this. So Fancy Forest. I love an Elizabeth Hartman. I am trying, I think, at this point to collect every single one. If she released a pattern book, I think I would be like, yes, and I will have the whole book, all these patterns. I would happily take. For me, I will plan on making this. Elizabeth Hartman quilts tend to be a bit massive. Oh, I should say, there are some patterns that are not included in any of these piles because they are in works. I keep the pattern inside a project bag with the project. So I have Elizabeth Hartman's dinosaurs in a project bag being worked on right now. And I think that's the only one. I do not have my English paper piecing patterns here either. I am just beginning that, so I'm keeping all of those because I don't know what my skill set is or what I actually enjoy. So we're keeping those until I figure that out. Just a disclaimer. Alright, so yes, probably every single Elizabeth Hartman I am going to keep. So here is my Fancy Forest one. I do enjoy that one. I was gifted this one. This is the Missouri Quilt Confetti pattern. It's fine. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do this one, but I was just recently gifted this one that I'm not so sure I'm gonna like do anything with it. And I don't know if I really want to mess with the triangles. And I don't know if I really love this pattern, you know? I don't think... I think this one can go. Yeah. We'll go from that. Orbiter quilt. This is so cool. I am very excited about this. I think this may be a bit beyond my skill level, but we're going to do it anyway. I want to make this. This is Orbiter Quilt by Libs Elliott. I'm very excited. I haven't even opened this yet because I'm a little like, whoa, that's a lot. But I am excited to like go for it. So this one, I was also gifted to me. I like this is staying. This one I've had in a while. I almost gifted this or gave it to somebody at one point. I still haven't done anything with it. I think it's time for this one to go. I bought it thinking I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. I think this is some foundation piecing to it, and I was like, I don't wanna. The quilt isn't worth it to me to like, because I've never foundation paper pieced. It's a skill that I know isn't too hard from what I've seen. I think I totally understand it, but this isn't a quilt that I was worth putting in that perfection and trying. I think this would probably be a great quilt to learn foundation paper piecing from what it looks like, because it doesn't look like anything has to match up. But it's not worth my time, in my head at least, to do it. So I'm pretty sure this one's gonna go as well. Lisa the Unicorn, I'm very excited about this one. This one is staying. Sleepy Sloth, yep, staying. These were meant to be a gift that I was gonna make. This is still a really good gift idea, so I am gonna keep it. This kind of goes along with where I have like a whole bunch of Christmas magazines. They have lots of really good gift ideas, and if you're ever part of a swap for quilters or sewers, it's really nice to have a whole bunch of ideas for quilts so that you can be like, ah, yes, I do want to do that. So I think this is a really fun pattern, and I think it's super cute. I just have to actually make it. So there we are. All patched up. I've had this one for years. This is an applique thing, I think, which I kind of figured out. I don't particularly enjoy applique. Yeah, I don't think I want to do this quilt. Yeah, there. This is getting in different colors. I don't like these colors at all, but I want to do this probably in like a more traditional like red, blue, white, and then go from there. But I do love this. I was a flower power child. I was like my mom's hippie kid for a long time. So I really like this. I also think it would be a fun quilt. And this probably has some applique and whatnot into it, which is totally fine. So I do plan on making this quilt I'm pretty sure I picked this pattern up on sale somewhere, and that's why I still have it. I have a pile of these Villa Rosa designs. These have the worst like faces usually. As long as you can kind of imagine them in other colors, it usually goes better. So I'm always looking for, most of these will probably be fat quarter patterns of some sort, so I'm usually looking for that, and a good scrap quilt out of these is usually what I want. So that's usually where I like all of these. I haven't made any of these yet. I still like them though. I go through this stack a lot, so we're gonna keep all of these. I just bought this Tea Time table runner. I'm very excited about this. This uses a charm pack. So this uses a charm pack to make this table runner. I'm very excited. I want to make that table runner. So I got a free pattern at Joann's. The Stash Buster quilt 9 patch. At some point I do want to make it. This one requires 1/8 yard of stuff. Yeah, like this is the perfect quilt pattern to like make a bunch of things. So I am very excited about it. So at some point I will get to it. This was also gifted to me. I love this. This is a really good fat quarter pattern from what it looks like. I'm very excited about it. I just have to actually get on it. But this one was recently gifted to me, so I haven't had a lot of time to really think about it, but I am excited about it. Kidding around. This is staying. Let's be real. That's staying. Arctic Feathers, of course. Land and Lemur is also baddie. This is happening at some point. I will make this. But I'm keeping that. The I Spy Diamonds. This is from Irish Chain. She actually, I have met her. She's very sweet. I have made, we will see on day 6 that I have made one of her other quilts using the templates that are in this, but I haven't made this specific quilt, so that's why it's in this pile. This is going to be a good scrap quilt too. I'm again a big scrapbook fan, or scrap quilt fan, so keeping that. And that is patterns. I did have 3 that are going away. I will probably see if anybody wants them. I might sell them as a bundle on my like Mercari or something. Probably that. And then go from there. Alright, so on to the archives. Stuff I've already made. Cubby holes. I have been liking panels, but I like something with a pattern to it that I can like make a border really fancy and nice. I hate trying to do like a pinwheel or something and just doing a bunch of pinwheels. I think that's kind of boring in my head. This allows me to have more than one fabric, and it looks a little more intricate, which I really like. So I plan on fully making more of these in the future, so I don't want to get rid of those. This one I'm not so sure. I had bought this for a kit that has 8-inch panels to it. I believe they were 8-inch or 10-inch panels, and so I bought this pattern. It's got the like specific instructions for that pattern that I did. It was a kit and everything. It was cool. I don't know if I'll ever really use this pattern again. I have to think about that because I didn't actually think about that. Yeah, I don't know. I could see myself liking a really big fat quarter or something, or a larger print and wanting to use it in something like this though. Because I don't mind the pattern. The pattern was really easy and fun to put together, so I think I'd like to try it the way the pattern says and not the way that I did it for my kit. So I think I'd like to do that one again. I didn't actually enjoy this one that much. This was for a jelly roll, which is fine. But I didn't enjoy making this. This one was a bit of a struggle to get through. Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever make that again. And I feel like there's other, if I want to make like a 2.5-inch scrap quilt, there's plenty of patterns out there that I don't know if I would want to, I don't think I would want to do that again. Yeah, alright. I'm already daydreaming about how I'm going to do this one again. I originally made one of these for my husband. I full on plan on making another one at some point because I really, really love this quilt. This was so much fun and I'd love to revisit it. I like this quilt. This was another kit, and in these squares that did not have the, like, check plaid, I don't know what to call it. They had the same 8-10 inch panels that were in my other one that had a kit, and so this is totally different from what the quilt I made, so I think it would be really fun. Again, this has like nice scraps to it too that I would be like, oh, this would be so nice. Have a fun like color background, because I'm not a particular fan of plain creams and stuff, so it would probably either be black or like a fun color, I think. So this is definitely something that I would probably do again. I love this. Speaking of 2.5 inch things, scrap quilts, this is what I would do. Yeah, I loved this one. This one was super fun. It was easy, like very easy. You can make it in 2 different ways. You have like rotating blocks or like this little teetering down, which is super fun. I love this. This is super great. This is another Villa Rosa design, so very much I liked this one. A 4-patch square runner. This is from the Country Caboose Quilts. I've been there. It's probably one of my favorite quilt stores. I think it's just an aesthetic thing, to be honest. Although the lady who owns it is super nice, and I think she's fabulous. But they have an online shop. I highly recommend checking it out. But this is her own pattern. It's so good. I love this table runner. I made it. I had some focus fabric that I loved. It's a really nice pattern that I recommend to anybody who is interested. If you want a little, in a very fast and easy table runner, this is a good table runner to get. So I think she's got some kits that come with the pattern, so check that out online if you were interested. I love this pattern so much. Frame Seasons. This is a quilt as you go placemats. I really like this. I made a set of 8 as a gift for my in-laws. This is my in-laws' my husband's grandparents. I don't know what you call them. This one was really, really nice though, so I love this. Will be making again. I've already got a couple patterns in mind. So this is the one like the I Spy. It uses these templates to make these fish. It's super fun. I loved the quilt. It wasn't actually that hard to make. My biggest thing with it is that there's a lot of spelling errors, grammar errors. Some things aren't quite written as clear as I would like. But I think that like once things keep getting purchased off of it, it'll get fixed with future batches. So I do really like the pattern though. It was a really fun pattern. So I think that one's a fun one. So you can check out them if you were interested in any of those. She's got a huge list, and there's a table runner in there. That's her most popular thing. It's like a Christmas tree table runner. It's super cool. If you were interested, I would highly recommend. It's a very cool thing. So I like her stuff. This is the Fraternals Twins table runner. I have made this. This was a kit that I bought and then bought the pattern. I really like it. It's very easy. I had none of the stuff that they recommended, to be perfectly honest. My table runners turned out fine. I think this is a fun pattern. I think it's a fun thing. And if you do have the Creative Grids half square 4-in-1 triangle ruler, I think it'd go a lot better for you. Because for me, it was a little eh. But yeah, this is a really fun pattern. And it's good for your 10-inch squares. So if you are somebody who likes layer cakes, this is something for you. So this one I am also going to keep. I do plan on, I should get a binder at some point or something, because it's got the holes and everything in it that I can easily chuck it together. But I do really like that one as well. So in that stack, I didn't get rid of any of those, but I am going to get rid of this one. And that is everything. Day 7 is a relaxed day. So it's catch up, relax, enjoy yourself thing, which I'm appreciative of, because today I am catching up. So I'm surprised with what I got rid of. I don't know if anybody else expected me to get rid of patterns with how magazines went. So I'm excited. I will probably be listing my stuff online, see if anybody wants it, probably as like a group. Here's some patterns. I try to sell my stuff because other people want it. I've been hearing a lot of donation shops and everything are having they're just not even trying. They're throwing out a lot of stuff. So if somebody else can have it, I'm fine with you having it as long as you want it. Also, I do participate in some swaps in the year, so I might save some stuff so I can swap it next year. That might be my plan. Make a little swap box so if I do anything in the future, I can just have it ready to go so other people can use it. Because let's be real, I'm probably not going to. And some of that stuff is really nice. Those patterns are perfectly good. So I might save them and like secretly like use them for my Secret Santas next year or something. So, but yeah, if you have any questions or anything, if you missed my days 1 through 3, check them out. I'll try to remember to like leave a link in below or something with the YouTubes. Also, if you are interested in anything or if you're excited about specific days or you want more details on the challenge, Just Get It Done Quilts, I'll try to leave a blog post down below. Always leave a comment below if you're interested for whatever piques your interest. Yeah.